Chapter 4 Bhagavad Geeta Renunciation of Action with Knowledge Jana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Said Lord Supreme, I preached this imperishable yoga to Vivaswata, son, who taught it to Manu and who in turn imparted it to King Ikshwaku. The saintly king who received it by tradition knew it, but in the course of time it was lost. Parantapa. The same yoga of antiquity I shall teach you today, since you are not only my devotee but also dear friend of mine. I shall reveal to you this great mystery, said Arjuna. You are born in the recent time. Vivaswata was the born in the antiquity. How am I to believe that you taught it Vivaswata of ancient time? Replied Lord Supreme, many births of mine have passed away, so were yours. I am aware of all those births, but O Parantapa, you are not aware of them. Although I am unborn and inexhaustible, and although I am the Lord of being, keeping nature under my control, I manifest myself by my own self-induced illusion. Whenever and wherever there is decline of dharma, righteousness, and ascendance of adharma, unrighteousness, at that time I manifest myself in visible form, for the protection of righteous and destruction of the wicked, and for the sake of establishing dharma again, I am incarnate myself on earth from time to time. He who knows correctly the truth of my divine birth and action on leaving his body would never take birth again. He would certainly come to me, freed from lust, fear, and anger, fully absorbed in me, and having taken refuge in me. Many men purified by knowledge and penance attain my consciousness. In whatever way men approach me and surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. O Partha, people follow my path from the directions. Those who want to succeed in their action worship gods. Indeed, in this world, success is achieved quickly through binding actions. According to the divisions of gunas and actions, the fourfold division of caste was created by me. Although I am the creator of all fourfold division, do know that I am the inexhaustible non-doer. Action do not touch me, nor I have any desire for the fruit of my actions. He who knows me thus is never bound to his works. Thus knowing, the innocent seeker of the salvation performed their actions and attained salvation. Therefore, you also should perform your actions in the same manner as the ancient did in the remote past. Even the learned men are confused about the meaning of actions and inactions. This difference now I will explain you, by knowing which you will be liberated from the unfortunate situation. Certainly one should have a clear knowledge of what is actions, what is inactions, and what is wrong action, for mysterious are the way of action. He who sees action, inaction, and inaction in actions, is wise among all men. He is the accomplished yogi who has succeeded in performing actions. He whose all undertakings are devoid of desire, whose actions are burned in the fire of knowledge, he is declared as the scholar by the wise. Renouncing all attachment to the fruit of his actions, ever satisfied without seeking shelter or protection depending upon nothing, he certainly does nothing though he is engaged in action. Without any desire or expectation, mind and self under control, giving up all possessions, using the body solely for bodily functions, he incur no sin. Happy and contented with whatever he has obtained unintentionally, free from jealousy and the sense of duality, equal in both success and failure, he is not bound by his actions although he is engaged in actions. He who is free from attachment, who is liberated, whose mind is established in knowledge, whose actions are but actions of sacrifice only. His actions are completely dissolved. His offering in Brahman, his oblation is Brahman, his sacrificial fire is Brahman, the sacrificer is Brahman. He certainly attain Brahman who find Brahman situated in all activities. Some offer sacrifices to God by performing yajnas, while the mystics worship the supreme Brahman perfectly by offering the self as sacrifice in the fire of Brahman. Some offer their senses, such as hearing, in the fire of the self-restraint. Others offer word mantras and similar object of the senses in the fire of the senses. Others, in order to achieve supreme wisdom through control of the mind and the senses, offer the function of their senses and of the life breath as objects of sacrifice in the fire of yoga called self-control that is illuminated by wisdom. Some perform sacrifice with material, some with austerity, some with yoga like Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga, etc. Some with the study of the Vedas, some with the knowledge, and some by taking strict vows. Some yogis offer outward breath into inward breaths, other inward into outward breaths, some controlling the movement of their breathing practice pranayam, breathe control. Other by restricting the intake of food sacrifice their very vital breath into the life breath. All these are well informed in the art of sacrifice and have purified themselves of all sin by such act as of sacrifice. He who partake the life-nourishing food of such sacrifices attain the eternal state of Brahman. O superior among the Kurus, never is the world fit for him who doesn't perform sacrifice. How can be the other world? Thus, all these various forms of sacrifice sprang forth from the face of the Brahmanas, part of the Vedas. Know them all to have originated from karma only. Knowing thus you will attain salvation. O chastier of enemies, performing janana yajna, sacrifice in the form of knowledge is better than Drabya yajna, sacrifice with material. O Partha, all action ultimately end in knowledge only. Acquire that knowledge of sacrifice by approaching a learned person, by making humble inquiries, and by serving him. These self-realized souls can initiate you into these knowledge because they have seen the truth. By knowing this, you are never again drawn into illusion, O Pandavas, for by gaining that knowledge you begin to see all creature in yourself and also in me. Even if you are the most sinful of all the sinners in the world, by the raft of the divine knowledge, you can cross the ocean of miseries. Just as fire burns the wood into ashes, O Arjuna, the fire of divine knowledge burns all action into ashes. There is nothing in this world more sacred than the divine knowledge. Whoever personally achieves success in this yoga of divine knowledge realizes this truth in himself in due course of time. A sincere aspirant who is interested in divine knowledge and is in control of the senses gains such knowledge, and having gained knowledge very soon attains supreme peace. But the ignorant, the insincere, and the doubling you and the doubting souls perishes. For the skeptic there is no happiness either here or hereafter. O Dhananjaya, he who renounces all the fruit of his actions through Karma Yoga and who overcomes all his doubt through the Yoga of knowledge, such a self-absorbed soul is never bound by any actions. Therefore, with the weapons of self, dispel this doubt that is born in your heart because of ignorance, and establishing yourself in the yoga of renunciation of actions with knowledge, stand and fight, O Bharata. Thus the end of fourth chapter, named the yoga of renunciation of actions with right knowledge in Upanishada of divine, Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of absolute, the yogic scripture, and the debate between Arjuna and Lord Krishna. Thank you.